think that's more than enough of that, isn't it? Christ, I was getting all emotional. Morning, vlog watchers. We are on another end of the line trip today. We're off to Southport, and we start the day quite early at Deansgate Station in South Manchester. It's actually technically two stations. This, as you can see from the aerial view, courtesy of Ron the Drone. On the right there, we've got Deansgate Castlefield itself, which is the Manchester's light rail Metrolink train stop. And then on the left-hand side, we've got the old mainline Deansgate Station. Little walkway connecting the two. So technically two stations, but sort of joined. Anyway, let's get cracking. Let's get on the train. Let's get down to Southport. And as you would expect on this line, it is of course a Northern Trains Class 156 from the late 80s. We're getting on a super sprinter. So, welcome to Southport. Wasn't a bad trip. Took about an hour and 10 from Manchester. And here we are. Another old station. I'm sure I'll tell you some fun facts about it later, once I've learnt some. There was, back in the day, lots of competing train services all trying to get to Southport, and they all built their own stations. But over time, it all became amalgamated. And this, which was it was now Southport's only station, really, was originally Southport Chapel Street, and Southport Central was a bit further up, and that was sort of the main one. But like I say, over time everything consolidated, as these things do. Southport Central became a goods-only depot, I believe, and remained open until I think the 1970s. I'll fact check myself on that. But now this is the only station, Southport, and it's quite nice. Lots of trains coming in from all over the place. It's part of the Merseyrail network. Merseyrail being the area around the Mersey, centred on Liverpool, but obviously all the surrounding towns. We're probably right on the outskirts of Merseyrail at the moment. Right, let's get out of this station and see what Southport has to offer. As we saw quite a lot in our Buxton video, there's a lot of motorbikes around. Places like Southport are another great run out for people with motorbikes and scooters. Let's have a look at some of these. A couple of big beasts. Old school Harley Davidson there, look at that bad boy. Very nice, sir, very nice. And we've got some cracking old scooters here.
Welcome to come along, and we're all going to have a ride.
Scooters were a massive thing back in, I think my dad's era actually, where the mods rode them all. If you want a bit of history about the mods, look up mods and rockers and see who liked what. Beautiful scooter. So yeah, a lot of people come for a run out. I mean, the thing is as well with the UK, a lot of our road infrastructure is, I mean, hundreds and hundreds, some of it's thousands of years old. I mean, not the actual surfaces, of course, but where they were laid and how they wind through the country. So as a result of that, we have some absolutely amazing roads for cycling and motorbiking, and normal cycling, of course. So if you're thinking of coming to Europe for a motorbike holiday, do not skip on the UK. We have some of the best roads, we really do. This is the British seaside, so obviously we have a pier with an arcade. Let's pop in and have a look what's going on here. I imagine it'll be the usual fare. Same sort of thing we saw in Llandudno and a million other seaside resorts, but let's have a look. This arcade appears to all still be on. Coins, I think, for most things. Yeah. 5 balls for £1. So a lot of arcades like this have changed over to contactless, where you put your card in, you load it up with, you know, a 10 or 20 quid, whatever, and then you go around and you tap that card on and play the games. They also typically have adults only areas, which we won't show, but there's one off to my left there. You can see here. And they're basically higher limit jackpots where you can win, I think, up to £500 probably in these ones.
Just have a word a second.
Yeah, sure, no
without
problem.
the company's permission, you can't film in here.
We've been told we can't film, unfortunately, guys, so we're going to have to end the video there.
Yeah,
He's just doing his job, don't blame him.
Sorry, can you just delete that, please, mate?
I'm definitely not going to delete it now.
Well, mate, I'm not having my face on footage, and I'm just trying to do my job, mate. It's just you can't have the permission. I'd rather not have my face on the logo.
I understand that. If it ends up going in the vlog, I'll blur you out. But it probably won't, to be honest. I've taken hours and hours and hours of footage. Do you not want people to know you work here or something? Or?
I just don't want, you know, while I'm doing my job, I understand you're
Because it's going to be a great advert for
I know, but turning it
Southport
around
Pier.
my face as well, come on. When you've not asked someone.
But if people ask why I've cut the video short, they need to know. And it was, you know, obviously it's your policy to tell me not to.
That's...
But how else are the audience going to know why I've cut the video short?
No, I know where you're coming from.
It's not a problem. I'll zoom out, but
no, it's just
I was just letting you know why I did it.
Straight on me, I'd rather be asked. You know, a lot of people in here as well with the families.
Yeah, I understand completely.
That's why, mate.
Appreciate what you're saying. I'll head out. Thanks anyway, guys. Okay, so a word of warning: if you do come to Southport and you go in the pier, they don't allow videoing. Maybe I was talking a bit much, to be honest, but it's a Friday, there's hardly anybody in there. I'm not too sure what their issue was, but they weren't too happy about it, so it's not a problem. It's private property. They can say whatever they like. They just asked me to stop recording. He also asked me to delete the video. That's not going to happen, but I will happily blur him out if that's what he wants. Let's continue the vlog. So I don't think anybody would realistically, hand on heart, say that Southport is in its prime. Those days are long gone. I think short-haul foreign travel and package holidays sort of saw to that, to be honest. Hit that on the head in the 70s and 80s, but it still has a lot of the elements that made it an absolutely amazing resort back in the day. The boating lake, which I'm sure you've seen behind me, and the one that's in front of me now, which is what I remember from my childhood, in the 70s and 80s, let's not mention that, is Pleasureland, or it was Pleasureland Southport at the time. It's now Adventure Coast Southport, I believe. Unless that's a different part of it, actually. Maybe Adventure Coast is a different part and Pleasureland is still Pleasureland. No, I don't think so. Let's go and have a look. So we're outside of it at the moment. We've got the big wheel over there, little miniature railway over there. I mean, these are classic British seaside elements, I think. You've got to have a big wheel. You've got to have a little miniature railway. So Adventure Coast Southport is closed today. There's a rope. I'm sure we can just joink over that. Let's have a look what the prices are and what's involved these days. So 2025 Adventure Pass and limited rides, 28 quid. So 28 quid for an adult. Children under 90 centimetres free. Well, that's good, but it's probably because there's not a lot of rides they can go on. Let's see what we've got here. Trampolines, dodgems, Enigma flying chairs. Yeah, there seems to be quite a lot there. I get the distinct impression that's not everything. I mean, I didn't see a log flume on there, did you? No. So maybe there are things in there that are pay as you ride. But anyway, so going back to my childhood, which is, let's face it, what you're all here to learn about, my childhood, obviously. This was Pleasureland Southport, and it was a resort, if you like, an amusement park, if you like to sort of not challenge Blackpool Pleasure Beach, because Blackpool Pleasure Beach is much, much bigger, but it was the same sort of thing. And sort of thrill rides, a log flume, roller coasters. In fact, one of the roller coasters that's still at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, I believe it's now called Infusion, was originally built for and installed here at what was then Pleasureland Southport. So it was a big resort. It had lots of investment, you know, over the years, but much like the rest of Southport, there's less of a reason for people to come here. What you will find as you walk around the town is there are lots and lots of old people. Again, not unusual for a British seaside resort, but it's people that have been coming here for many, many years and still really enjoy it and really like it. And, you know, why shouldn't they? It is absolutely beautiful. Insert beautiful drone shot here. Here's the big wheel. Let's have a look at that. Now, this does appear to be outside of Pleasureland, so I'm assuming is this I keep calling it Pleasureland, it's not called like Action Park, whatever it's called now. But yeah, this very much looks like a separate installation. Have a closer look at it in a minute. On a day like today, don't get me wrong, the place looks absolutely beautiful. It's dead, it's absolutely dead. Because it's not school holidays or anything, all the kids are in school, and it's a Friday lunchtime. So you would expect it to be dead. I'm sure if I came here tomorrow, things would be very different. I'm assuming everything will be open and it'll be quite busy as the weekend has arrived. Let's get some shots of this bad boy. It's quite a big one, to be fair, much bigger than the one we saw at Llandudno the other day. Not quite London Eye size. Stay tuned for the London vlog, another London vlog. Let's have a look. It is pretty big. I would say that's pretty big. I don't know how much it is actually. Should we find out while we're here? Doesn't actually say. It just says Big Wheel Southport, no prices anywhere. Maybe that's around the side. So yeah, I mean, as you've seen from the drone shots and stuff, Southport's a very spacious sort of town. On the promenade area down here, lots and lots of flat open areas. For example, this bad boy. So you can understand how back in the day, particularly in the Victorian times, this was and you know, all through the Industrial Revolution into the, you know, right the way up to sort of, I suppose, like I say, as package holidays became a thing up in the 70s, this was a great place to escape to. The fresh sea air, the wide open spaces. You know, if you consider a lot of people living in tenements and working in factories and stuff in places like Manchester and Leeds and Liverpool, working at the docks and places like that, this would have been an absolute different world for those people, and a great place to come on holiday. Like I said, now, why would you come here? I like it, but I'm quite nostalgic. I think if a family was looking to get away and unwind for a week, they're not going to come here, they're going to jump on a Jet 2. Shout out to the Jet 2 videos. A Jet 2 holiday somewhere, you know, abroad where you can guarantee the weather. I mean, if it was like this all through summer, Southport would turn into an absolute mega resort overnight. But of course it's not. This is one good day in the middle of, I think, the third heat wave we've had in a row. Which, if you're not from the UK, you're watching this from the States or somewhere else, that is not typical. As much as I'd like to say come to the UK, it looks like this all the time. It absolutely does not look like this all the time. It's usually rain, it's usually cloudy, it's usually horrible. Look at my Buxton video, if you want clarification of that. That was an absolutely beautiful day. Really warm, but it was still muggy as hell and cloudy as. So, that's the lake area and the, what I will still call Pleasureland Southport, but apparently it's now got a different name. So let's go and see what else is around in the town. Walking over one of many bridges that cross the marina area, I suppose, boating lake really. As you can see over there, we have boats, cunningly disguised as swans. Not sure if you can see that. I might edit in a bit of a zoom. Right next to actual swans. Hello, mate. Lots of swans, lots of geese. And obviously it's the seaside, so an absolute shit ton of vicious seagulls that are just here for your ice cream and your sandwiches and your chips, so be careful. You know, an absolutely stunning day. It seems a real shame because there's so much natural beauty here and also some amazing old-fashioned man-made beauty with the marina, the piers, the incredible boating lakes, and of course lots of nature, which we always like a bit of nature. So anyway, let's continue our exploration of sunny Southport. So as I said before, Southport does tend to skew a little bit older. A prime example of this is this place. This is exactly the sort of entertainment these guys love. Let's have a look. I won't say Elvis impersonator, but an Elvis, somebody singing those sort of tunes. I want to be your teddy bear. Well, put a chain around my leg. We can wait all the big. He's going down an absolute storm. Rocking out. Free entertainment if you're wondering. But it is attached to a sort of cafe type place.
Woo! Ah, teddy bear. Yes, indeed. Are we all enjoying the sun, ladies and gentlemen?
Oh, we're here. Let's have a quick look at. This is where you hire out the swans. We have white swans, pink swans, and black swans. I know the white swans and black swans are real, but I've never seen a pink one. Oh, it's not a swan, is it? It's not a swan, Paul, it's a flamingo. Seriously, sort your head out. But this is quite exciting. Again, there doesn't appear to be prices here. Oh, here we go. Oh, they've got prices for the Southport Jet. I've not seen that yet today. Adult £10, child £8. Let's go and see what the prices are for the rest of the stuff. There we have one of the workers bringing some boats over. I'm assuming they tie them up somewhere in the middle or out of the way so hoodlums can't get on them and ruin them while the place is closed, and then when it gets busy they just go out and bring a few more in. I'm assuming. Very exciting. We got boats. These are power boats. Definitely power boats. There he goes, giving it a good yank. So it's not the first time he's done that today. You got these little pedalo-y type things. The aqua cycles, which are those things with the big yellow wheels. They are £10 for 30 minutes for 2 people. Let's be honest, £10, half an hour. You and your mate, probably not a bad thing. What else we got? Self-drive motorboats, 20 minutes, £20, but you can get 4 people on that. So 20 minutes, you and your family. For £20, not too bad. And the Southport jet boat, we already know about that. And some rules to make sure people behave. That sign with the prices on looked fairly static, so I'm assuming it's that price all the time. A lot of these places, they have signs like that, and then the bit with the actual price on is clearly something they slide in and slide out depending on the day. So don't take my word for it on prices, they can change. Here he is again, look, he's still going for it. Audience are loving it. Viva Las Vegas! Don't quit your day job, Paul. Let's continue the exploration. Little top tip here for you, vlog watchers. If you're coming to the seaside, any British seaside, you will often see an ice cream van. And if you do, and you're not familiar with ice cream vans in this country, what you want to be looking for is that at the top. Mr. Whippy. There are generally 2 types of ice cream vans, Mr. Whippies and soft scoops. You do not want a soft scoop, you want a Mr. Whippy. Trust me. I've had both many times and you will not be disappointed with a Mr. Whippy. Basic difference is one is scooped out of a tub and the other one is created on demand through a sort of ice cream slushy machine, really. Right, if I'll come down here, just give you a quick look at this. This is just your sort of municipal adventure playground. Council run, I'm assuming, by the fact that there are council bins everywhere, and it looks quite council-y, to be fair. Absolutely great place. Sit down, have your sandwiches, have a bite to eat, maybe have a drink if that's your sort of thing. In this weather you certainly need to keep hydrated, so I highly recommend having a drink. You can have water if you like, but I believe you actually get better hydration from beer and cider. That's definitely true, a doctor told me. It really is not a British seaside without a crazy golf either. Let's give you a quick look at that. This will not be free, this will cost quite a lot, I would have thought. I don't know how much it is for a round. I'm going to guess probably about, where we are, £6? Am I going to just show how completely out of touch I am now by saying £6 on that? Possibly. We'll get to the end, I'll check out the prices and you can see quite how out of touch I might be. Back in my day, would have been about 20p, but there you go. Let's go and have a quick look. I've seen the price actually, I wasn't that far off. I said £6 and it's actually £5. So that's not bad. Yeah, quite nice to be fair. I think for a £5 it's certainly a good way to spend half an hour or something. Well, there you go, guys. That's the end of our little tour of Southport. I hope you enjoyed it. What an absolutely beautiful day it was. If you have enjoyed the vlog, please do like and subscribe. It's still a very new channel, so those subscriptions, likes, comments, that sort of stuff really do help with traction, help with the old algorithm. I'll leave you with some drone shots of the place that I've just thrown together, and I hope to see you again in the next video.